Most people don't ruin steak by overcooking it. They ruin it with sauce. Today, we're doing this properly. 5 sauces that ruin steak, and 5 sauces that actually make it better. Let's start with the bad ones. Number 5. Barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce was designed for meat that cooks for hours, ribs that fall apart, pulled pork that dries out without help, brisket that needs sweetness to balance smoke. Steak is the opposite of that. Steak is about clarity, about texture, about natural beef flavor. Barbecue sauce is sweet, smoky, sticky, and loud. The moment it hits a hot steak, the sugar starts to burn. That bitterness mixes with smoke and suddenly the meat disappears. At that point, the cut barely matters. Ribeye, strip, sirloin, they all collapse into the same flavor. That's the real problem. A good sauce should highlight differences between cuts. Barbecue sauce deletes those differences. It doesn't care how the steak was cooked. It doesn't care about doneness. It just takes over. The most common mistake people make is thinking barbecue sauce adds flavor. It doesn't. It replaces it. If barbecue sauce is necessary, the steak failed somewhere earlier. Number 4. Ketchup. Ketchup is one of the most revealing sauces in food. It's sugar and acid. That's it. It was invented to make cheap food taste acceptable. Fries, burgers, processed meat. On steak, ketchup does something very specific. It flattens everything complex. The crust disappears. The fat loses character. The iron-rich mineral beef notes vanish. All that's left is sweet and sour familiarity. When someone puts ketchup on steak, they're not trying to elevate it. They're trying to make it safe. Comfort food behavior. That doesn't make someone wrong, but it does mean steak was never the goal. Ketchup doesn't enhance steak. It replaces it with memory. Number 3. Teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki is a great sauce, just not here. It's sweet, glossy, soy-forward, and built for speed. High heat, quick cooking, immediate impact. Steak doesn't work like that. Steak needs time in your mouth. It needs chewing, fat melting slowly, protein opening up. Teriyaki collapses all of that into one dominant note. Sweet, salty, over and over again. Instead of discovering the steak as you chew, you get the same flavor from first bite to last. That's not enhancement. That's replacement. Teriyaki turns steak into a sauce delivery system. Number 2. Sweet chili sauce. Sweet chili sauce is pure impact. Sugar, vinegar, heat, no layers, no progression, no restraint. It coats the steak completely, which means every bite tastes identical. There's no beginning, middle, or end, just volume. Steak isn't supposed to shout, it's supposed to resonate. Sweet chili sauce doesn't talk to the steak, it talks over it. This sauce doesn't ruin steak politely, it steamrolls it. Number 1. Cheese sauce. Cheese sauce on steak is overload. Fat on fat, cream on protein. It destroys texture first. You can't feel doneness anymore. Medium rare, medium, well done, it all blurs. Then it kills balance. Everything becomes warm, heavy, and soft. Instead of tasting beef, you taste comfort. This is how steak becomes fast food wearing expensive clothes. If everything tastes like cheese, nothing tastes like steak. Those are the 5 sauces that ruin steak. Now let's move to the ones that actually work. Number 5. Peppercorn sauce. Pepper and beef belong together naturally. That part isn't controversial. What matters is control. Most peppercorn sauces fail because of cream. Too much of it, too thick, too heavy. A good peppercorn sauce is restrained. It adds warmth, aromatic heat, a slight bite that wakes up the meat. It works best with leaner cuts or steaks cooked medium or more, where a little extra richness helps. The mistake people make is pouring it on. This is not that kind of sauce. Used properly, peppercorn sauce creates tension. Used badly, it suffocates. This sauce rewards restraint. Number 4. Béarnaise. Béarnaise is luxury, and luxury is dangerous. Butter, egg yolk, herbs, it's rich, smooth, and seductive. That's why portion matters more than recipe. A small amount feels elegant. Too much feels exhausting. Béarnaise works when it stays in the background, supporting the steak instead of replacing it. It's not an everyday sauce, it's a special occasion accent. When used correctly, it makes steak feel intentional. Number 3. Red wine reduction. This sauce is about depth. Reduction concentrates acidity, bitterness, and umami. It tightens flavor instead of expanding it. Red wine reduction doesn't sit on top of the steak, it frames it. It works best with deeply beefy cuts or dry-aged steak, where complexity already exists. This sauce doesn't add noise, it adds dimension. Subtle, precise. Restaurant-level thinking. Number 2. Chimichurri. Chimichurri is contrast done right. Fresh herbs, garlic, acid, oil. Instead of adding more fat, it cuts through what's already there. Chimichurri refreshes your palate between bites, which is why it works so well with ribeye. It doesn't fight the steak, it sharpens it. You taste the meat more clearly after each bite, not less. That's real enhancement. And number 1, garlic butter, the simplest option, and the most honest one. Butter, garlic, salt, that's it. Garlic butter melts into the steak instead of sitting on top. It amplifies flavor without changing identity. The crust stays crisp, the fat stays expressive. If your steak is good, garlic butter is enough. Here's the truth most people avoid. If you need heavy sauce, your steak wasn't good enough. Great steak doesn't need disguise, it needs confidence. Sauce should be optional, never mandatory. That's when steak becomes what it's supposed to be. So now I want to hear from you. Which sauce would you ban forever? And which one do you still love, even though you know you probably shouldn't? This is The Right Bite. See you next time.